Conference Finals. You know, all the A-list stars in attendance at Madison Square Garden to support the Knicks Monday night. The Knicks' biggest star, Jalen Brunson, shining the brightest. Early third quarter, Knicks down 14. Brunson, step back, got it, drains a triple, Knicks down 11. Over 5 minutes left in the third, Knicks down 8. OG Anunoby to Brunson. Brunson, pump fakes, hits the corner three. They're down 5. The comeback is on. Under 2 minutes to go in the third. Knicks down 2. Brunson backing down Derek White. Oh, yes, tough shot. We're tied at 83. Knicks down 2 again, under 40 seconds to go. Brunson kicking to Anunoby. Got his feet set. Brunson, 18 points, 3 assists, 7 of 11 field goal shooting. Stephon Marbury's fired up. Knicks up 88-85 after 3. Mid-fourth quarter, tied at 102. Anunoby dribbles off the screen, and he connects from long distance. Knicks back up by 3. About 4 minutes to go. Brunson crossing up Al Horford. Oh, the contested jump shot. The lead is 9 for the kids from New York. Under 3 minutes to go. Knicks up 9. Brunson launching a step-back 3. Part of an 11-0 Knicks run down the stretch. MSG loving it. Here's how the crowd sounded after that shot. Brunson, 39 points, 12 assists. Here's Mike Wilbon and Stephen A. Smith talking about the win.
Stephen A. Smith here with the Godfather himself, Mike Wilbon, in the aftermath of the New York Knicks victory over the Boston Celtics in Game 4. Why did the Knicks win this game?
First of all, are you okay?
I'm very okay.
Your heart pumping normally again?
I'm excited.
I was worried about you
to the finals,
early in the fourth quarter.
I hope so.
He just skipped the whole round.
I know.
Stephen A., there was some really impressive things in this game. The Knicks knew they couldn't get down 20, and they didn't. It was a 14-point lead at some point. I think it was 82-68. And they just, at that point, Jalen Brunson just seemed to say, to hell with it. I can't wait until there's 5 minutes left in the game. I'm going to do this now. And he hit some enormous shots, and everybody came with him. And we'll get back to this, but we'd be remiss if we didn't start early mentioning the injury to Jason Tatum. I know there's an MRI tomorrow, which will determine the specifics, but
it looked like a torn Achilles. It looked similar to what Kevin Durant.
All the players at courtside, and there were a million of them.
The players, security, everybody that was sitting courtside said it looked very, very similar to what happened with Kevin Durant in the NBA Finals for the Golden State Warriors against the Toronto Raptors.
Sort of unanimous, and an awful place to be as this series goes to Boston on Wednesday, with the Knicks a chance to wrap it up. I don't see the Boston Celtics without Jason Tatum winning 3 straight games, first of all. But I think what's more important for the short term, Stephen A., is that the Knicks realize now legitimately the vulnerabilities that the Celtics have and took advantage of them.
Yeah.
The Knicks have to feel tonight, finally having played their first good game of the series, but up 3-1, that they're in control.
They have to feel in control, and here's why. Because as great as Brunson was, it wasn't just about him. It was about a collection of parts that came together to play the kind of defense you needed them to play. It's about guys who are capable offensively, showing up for a change and producing on the offensive side of the ball. So when you look at that and the 12 assists by Brunson and the fact that the New York Knicks are up 3-1 and you got a Game 6, worst case scenario, coming back to Madison Square Garden, I'm sorry, it's all right to be optimistic for a change.
So I have a question before we wrap.
We have to go, but go ahead.
You going to be out in L.A. in the fabulous television studios, or you going to be here with the working people of New York on Friday night?
I'm going to be where my bosses tell me to be because they are the ones who pay my check. But I would say this. If ESPN decides that I need to stay in New York, I don't have a problem with that at all because this is where I belong. For the
I
man,
would volunteer
Mike
to
Wilbon,
switch with you, but I'm having too much fun here.
For yours truly, New York Knicks victorious in game. Ready for battle. How they showed up and they played defense collectively. Offensively, you had 4 different dudes scoring in double figures. This is what you expected from the New York Knicks. Not necessarily to win games, but to make it a grind and to make sure that the reigning defending NBA champions knew they were in a dogfight. For the first 3 quarters of games 1 and 2, you didn't see that, and then the Knicks miraculously came back from 20-point deficits. In Game 3, they got blitzed, and you know Boston, the best road team in the NBA, 5 games better than they were at home during this regular season, came into Madison Square Garden and bum rushed the New York Knicks. So you walked up in here, and that momentum, that vibe, that fervor, and everything that came with it for Game 3 at Madison Square Garden clearly dissipated to some degree coming into Game 4 because there were a lot of New Yorkers that were incredibly concerned. Could the Knicks beat this team? Could they avoid getting down into a deep deficit that they probably wouldn't be able to dig themselves out of? And sure enough, the New York Knicks stood toe-to-toe and battled them throughout before the New York Knicks pulled away. Despite the greatness of Jason Tatum and what kind of show he put on, nobody else had anything that the New York Knicks couldn't handle. Collectively, they showed up, led by Jalen Brunson, the clutch player of the year, the face of this franchise, showing up and showing what a star he truly, truly is, and that's why they won this game.
And now they're just one game away from advancing to the conference finals. You mentioned Jason Tatum, the great game he had, and then the terrible injury late in the game. And so now the Celtics have to try to regroup and win 3 in a row, likely without their best player. What sense do you have of what this series is going to look like the rest of the way?
Well, first order of business, we don't know what happened to him yet. A whole bunch of people are speculating courtside that it's a torn Achilles because it looked very similar to what happened to Kevin Durant years ago in the NBA Finals against Toronto. We hope that's not it, but everybody is of the mindset that's how it looked to the human eye, those of us near courtside watching what transpired to him. So we wish him nothing but the best. As it pertains to the Boston Celtics, Jalen Brown is getting paid $304 million for a reason. This kid Pritchard is sixth man of the year. Al Horford is a champion. Derek White and obviously Drew Holiday, they're champions. We know what they bring to the table, and you can't count them out. But it is safe to say that when you look at the New York Knicks right now going up against a Boston Celtics team without Jason Tatum, there is no question that the New York Knicks should win this series. You can't lose a 3-1 series lead, even to the reigning defending NBA champions, if they are devoid of their best player. The New York Knicks, if you can't close it out in Boston, you damn sure should be able to close it out at Madison Square Garden for Game 6. That is now the expectation for New Yorkers and New York fans everywhere.
Wow, things have churned. That's for sure. To beat
in the East semis, Brunson has 102 fourth-quarter points through 10 games of the playoffs, joining Kobe Bryant in 2001 and 2003 as the only players with 100 fourth-quarter points in his first 10 games of a playoff run. He got contributions. Karl Anthony Towns had 23 and 11. Mikal Bridges was 23, 7, and 4 steals. OG Anunoby had 20 points with 4 made threes. Mikal Bridges, the first 2 quarters combined, if you go look at the series, he has the first, second, and third quarter combined, he has 28 points. In the fourth quarter, he had 26. That's clutch. Jason Tatum was having a night of nights before he goes down. We don't want to speculate, but it did not look good. We'll see. They're going to get an MRI tomorrow, but when you crumble like that, and he was wailing, he was crying, and they got him back, they helped him off the court, and when they got him back to the locker room, they checked him in the tunnel, they got him in a wheelchair. So we think something seriously is wrong, but let's wait for the MRI, and I don't want to put that into the air. Knock on wood, hopefully everything turns out okay. But he had a night, and he had it going. 42 points, 8 rebounds, 4 steals, 4 assists, 2 blocks, 7 made threes. He got help from his guy, Derek White, with 6 of 12, 6 of 11 from 3, 5 of 7 from the free throw line. But Jalen Brown's got to be better. Jalen Brown's got to be better. He's shooting 38% from the floor, Joe and Ocho. He's shooting 22% from the 3. That's not good enough. You are a max player. You got to play like it. Jalen Brown is 29 of 77 from the floor. He's 7 of 31 from the 3. He has 14 turnovers with 13 assists. That's not good enough. No. And it was his turnover, not that it was a turnover, but Tatum tried to get the ball and he crumbled to the ground. It does look, the injury doesn't look good. Now, who knows? We know Tatum can catch fire, and he had it going in the fourth quarter. But the way the Knicks were playing, the way Brunson and Mikal Bridges couldn't miss, I don't know if even when Tatum was in the game, they was going to win that game, considering when got 37 in the third, they got 70 points in the second half.
Yeah, when Tatum went down, I think they was already losing the game, even though he was playing.
I think they was down by 5.
They got down by 5. The Knicks just gritty, man. They've been like that, for quite some time, and they gritted out. They've been gritty.